showed a really quick blip, because I don't want to be showing so much, but there's probably like, I don't know, 30 of them. Canadian geese here at the in the great outdoors here in the Adirondacks. I had to go to the administration's office to drop off our quarterly report for homeschooling. Usually the Canadian geese have already flown the coop by now, but they will soon. However, I did see some funny looking things going on. Remember, not too long ago, they talked about this whole winter being really cold this year, and I do believe it's going to be for some. Every now and then, here in the Adirondacks, every so many years or whatever, we have what's like called a mild winter. But what's your idea of mild? So, mild could mean not a lot of snow, or the temperatures are lower. Problem is, when temperatures are lower, we get a lot of rain, and then it freezes. So we get the warmer temperatures, even though it's still cold, but all that precipitation is coming in, which drops a bunch of rain, and then as it gets colder, it becomes sleet and freezing rain, which gets on our mountain roads, which sucks. But I still am going with my gut here, and what I've been seeing in previous years is that please, please, please prepare for weather you don't normally have. Start researching on your history of where you live. What happened a few hundred years ago, or what happened 100 years ago, or what kind of freak storms y'all have had. Places that normally don't get tornadoes. Places that don't normally get snow. Start preparing, even if it's just a little bit of what you can afford to prepare for something like that to happen. Yeah. I haven't heard any geese leave, and I just saw them all just now. A bunch of Canadian geese. So they're not leaving yet. And oh, back to the thing I said that I saw. So they said something about the Adirondacks this year might be seeing a lot of 40-degree days. 40 degrees for the Adirondacks for this time of year and going forward into winter is warm. Which means that's actually a problem. See, I don't like the cold, but we need the cold because of all this trees and deer, and I mean, I know y'all have that stuff too, but if we don't have a cold winter, certain things don't die, like ticks, they don't go dormant. They don't. We've had some winter days, I kid you not. It got so warm, the bees were back out flying around because they were so confused. Yep. True story. The bees come out in the winter, flying around. And what reminded me to tell you guys this is that all week we've had sunny, dry days, and as you can hear probably, it is pouring out. And of course all of our roads have trees, like a canopy going up on both sides, and you can barely see the sky, so that doesn't help things, you know? The sky's pretty open up here though. But yeah, I don't know guys, it's important to be prepared, but don't make yourself crazy while doing it. Yeah. You know, someone said to me one time that, oh, that's cute, you know, you do that as a hobby. Are you kidding me? As a hobby. They thought this was a hobby. Like people play video games, they thought that I was prepping. Yeah, a subscriber, I kid you not, actually talked to me about this in an email. They thought it was a cute little hobby that I had. I'm not meaning any disrespect from that email, but I just, yeah, this is not a hobby. This is something that we do because we have really crappy weather. And my family has always had ups and downs. And we've been in places where we shouldn't have been. They could have been prevented by preparing ahead. So we learned real soon and quick to do so. There was a time in my life that I stopped preparing. I just, whatever, go to the store every day. I was working a lot, you know, doing my thing. And then when we moved, we started putting things back. And then when we bought this house that we're in now, we started doing things more. And then when this hit, we put it back into hyperdrive. So my hubby's mommy, she's always prepared ahead. She still does. My mom, my dad, my stepdad, they all prepare ahead. Always have. Their parents too. It's just a type of living. It's what we do. We did it before it was called prepping. So when I get home, I'm going to show a little bit, okay, a little bit of some stuff and how we do it. Because I think I'm at the point now where we do need to be careful and safe. However, we're pretty safe. We're pretty safe. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and take one for the team, and you know, there's been a lot of people asking, like, how do I prep? What do I prep? How much do I buy? Stuff like that. So maybe I can get Bigfoot to help me today with that. That'd be fun. Alright, well, I'll see you guys in just a sec. Hi everyone. Took me a little bit longer than I thought. Thought I'd come down here into this new room, okay? We're just gonna call it that. And there's a mess. I think Bigfoot's been down here. So anyways, I'm not gonna be able to do probably everything that I was gonna do, but we're gonna try. Next week we'll be taking out the turkey out of the freezer. We have, I think, 3 in there right now. So, yeah. But, we've got some things happening down here that are odd. Anyways, I've got dog food and cat litter in my way. I have another box full of canning jars and lids and, a big bag of crackers that need to be taken care of and sealed up. But, Bigfoot made these shelves into the concrete wall. Okay, so there's special tool and screws that he used, built for making shelves to hook to your concrete wall. These, this wood was before the prices went up on wood. These are things, this is one of the working pantries that we have. And the reason being is that things like Chef Boyardee, my grandparents used to always have Chef Boyardee for my brother and I, and then when my other cousins came along, they did whatever they liked. So Chef Boyardee type stuff is something that we do prep in this house because we all eat it. And then there's your soups. This is where it gets a little funky. So I have all these pie fillings, but they're not just for pies. So you can put these on top of pancakes or biscuits or waffles. Behind those are things like cranberry sauces, things that are used for like the holidays. Also, I have a dresser that's filled with stuff that's like that too. We do have some veggies. I actually have to take all this corner out, bring all that forward, and put one of the flats down here. Take everything down, take everything on the flat, put it up here, and take everything here and put it on the flat. I'll show you that in a minute as well. And then, so yeah, you got your fruits and your veggies, your potatoes, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, and then there's some different kinds of canned meats and some other kind of soups that I do different things with, so I don't put them with the other soups. More canned meats, everything from beef, chicken, pork, ham, and fish. And then we get into more fruits, which I need to fill back up with the flats that I have down here on the floor. And also some more soups again, because these are soups that we use either for bread bowls or for grilled cheese, or the cream chicken soups we use in casseroles. And then we do our Alfredo sauces, different things to go with those things like canned mushrooms, our sausage gravies for when I don't feel like doing it, diced tomatoes, tomato paste, and more sauces. So then we go down here. Yeah. And for some reason my camera is being very, very odd. So here are the flats of your fruits, some more soups, some more veggies, but there's also pork and beans, potatoes, canned hash. There's these little, everything here is not veggies and fruit. There's those diced tamales for different things, green chilies, black beans, evaporated milk, and then we get back into there. Behind there, there's a lot more veggies, carrots, corn, green beans, sweet peas, stuff like that. But then I've got all these, which I have more upstairs that need to go in different spots. Bigfoot's got balls now, so I started finding them. And then of course there's your Bigfoot's been canning this fall, so we have these boxes that the balls come in. We put all of those into the boxes, the flats, and bring them down here. Bigfoot also has been making applesauce, but also down here we do keep store-bought applesauce. So this one expires in 2023, so we're good there. This is 2 different kinds of rices, but the dry canning, this is a glass jar. It's big, so we were able to, you know, I come down and I turn it every now and then, make sure there's nothing funky in it. There has not been. I did freeze our rice before doing it, but we have many of those stuck up here. We do the dried beans. We do most of our stuff in jars. However, we do have some Mylar bags. This is everything I have not taken care of yet. So there's everything from peanut butter to sauce to jelly, more condensed milk, more meats, canned meats, coffees. And then you get into your salsas and more dried beans and canned fishes, cans full of tuna fish. And then you get into more of those, you know, jars of things for the holidays, like your relishes, your sweet pickle, your dill pickles, and, you know, jars of things like pesto for when I don't feel like making my own. And of course you got your good old olives and banana peppers and all kinds of stuff. Hamburger pickles. And that's, we don't prep anything that we don't eat. I got more salsa over here. So like, this is my table that I use on top of this dresser. We had this dresser because one of our daughters didn't need it anymore. So we put it down here to make use out of it because it's a good storage and you have the top as a working space. I'm just gonna kind of put this right here to let you feast your eyes on that. We have one that we're using. My mom brought that over. She thought that was funny. And then things like, you know, we do prep tortilla chips, and you can also make your own chips. So we have things like that down here. More applesauces, more syrups. Because I'm a coffee drinker and I like certain things, I did start prepping caramel, artificial flavors to splash in your coffees and soft drinks. I don't know what the expiration date is on that right now. Again, it's on the table and I haven't taken care of it. We also get little things like this, your elderberry infused maple syrups, which are really, really good. And then we start with the condiments. You need to start picking these things up. They last a long time. You need to start picking those up when you find a coupon or whatever. Oh, there's more blueberries. See, I can't fit it all up there. We have another room that we want to start utilizing, but it needs cleaned out. And of course, there's more pancake syrup and marshmallow cherries and more. I guess I got more blueberries than I thought. See, what happened is we couldn't find blueberry or strawberries last year. And then, so there's the apple. So I started getting it every time I saw it. And then, well, the next thing you know, well, you got some now. So that's a good thing. So like I said, I'm not going to go through this whole space or other spaces. I just kind of wanted to get in here and start. See, there's more stuff I haven't put away. Oh, that's why. Because this one was dented and I wanted to check it out. That's why I had this one on the table. So I have more beans that I need to do, and I haven't decided. I'm probably going to jar them. I'm just not going to be using our ball jars. I'm going to be using the pure jars to dry can with to use them up for the rice and the beans. And again, I have a hard time getting back there because Bigfoot brought all this stuff down here that's heavy and in my way. It's nice to have a metal cabinet for those things that you don't want critters in, because no matter how good you proof your home, you may get a critter. You may not get a critter for years until you do. Y'all, this is a mess. It's a mess. This is a family thing, okay? So sometimes I get things that my brother and sister-in-law or my mom and my stepdad can't get, and I'll put them in here along with our home regular stuff. So things get kind of skeesh. Like my mom likes red rose tea. She doesn't often find it. So whenever I find some, I pick them up, and then before I know it, I've got like several. So things like cereal, put it back. You can also jar it and bag it. You can also take your macaroni and cheese boxes and you can take that out and jar it or bag it. It doesn't have to stay in the box. Pasta, salt, your chips, your brown sugar, easy things. You know, we all can freeze cream cheese and have it, but it's nice to kind of just get the quick things. You can bag this, rebag this, or rejar it and use it later. It'll last long after the date that way. But I plan on making this. I do have more of these. Just don't remember where I put them. Condensed milk and a bag of your semi-sweet chocolate, white chocolate, regular chocolate. I did get some white because I got some candy canes I'm going to be crushing up into them and doing those. Things like bag cookies. TJ Preps actually shows how she made these bags of cookies on her stovetop in a pan. It can be done. I'm not going to get into this whole thing because this cupboard is a absolute freak show right now. So I got busy, and you know, of course you got your wraps and your nuts and things like Jell-O and puddings in case somebody feels not too well. The steel oats, quick oats, your pastas. Again, these all have to come out and get jarred. This is quick meals. I buy flats of mac and cheeses, and yes, we do prep ramen, the No S MSG kind. I also prep things like gravies. Again, I'm not always a from a scratch girl. I like quick things too. And in an SHTF, you're not always gonna have time with whatever's going on to be making everything from scratch all the time, which comes into with the whole beef and chicken broths that are down there. Also your dry bouillon, either in powdered or in cubes. So prep lots of those. And of course you got your popcorn and, you know, dry milks, and I'm not going to get into the whole bottom of that, but just make sure you get your stuff packed away. It's going to be a long winter, they say. Let's see. Really haven't, I wanted to show y'all more, but I'm not sure if I can. I have a 38-pound thing of cat litter in front of me. And then I have boxes of pet food that we've put back because we've had to start ordering our pet foods due to, well, y'all know. My mom and my stepdad picked up this and they brought this over. So we like prep for each other and then we trade stuff. We don't really trade. We just kind of, oh, I found this, here you go. And they found this and here you go. And when you go, you can store potatoes in a dark place in a box. I do. I'll show you how in a minute. But when you find these on sale, pick up the whole flat. Okay? So, you know, they're under $1, or most people say they're about $1. So let's just say $1. Let's just say you get 10 of these or 12 of these every time you go. The next thing you know, you have flats of them. And then you can get those, pick up the whole box, because it's nice. This one actually has a separator in the middle. So I have these kind on here and these kind over here. So we have the loaded baked potato, the baby reds, the garlic parmesan, butter, sour cream and onion, just different kinds. One thing I did a while back was, just in case we're ever stuck down here, there's some scissors, can openers, spoons, forks, just in case. You probably won't be cooking in any place that doesn't have any or much ventilation. Don't do that. But if you ever got stuck in a place, you should probably keep at least one, just store them in a coffee can and just put things in there that you would need to open things and to eat with. And then there's baked beans and more Alfredo, and then that mess is in boxes, goes all the way to the bottom. So we got the pet foods, more mason jars and litters, and then we have more canning stuff like potatoes and your hamburger. And then we get into the Marlar bags, which I need to put these in pails, take all this out. Another thing, prep things that sometimes can fall apart, like your pizza cutters, your potato peelers, extra scissors, and keep them in different places. Don't put everything in one basket. We got a hand mixer last year or the year before for Christmas, and I already have one, so I put it back Instead of bringing it back to the store, I put it back in case ours ever stops working and we still have electricity. I can fall back on that. And then of course there's baking soda and green scrubbies, sponges, you know, just extra things I put back. But if I can move all this flour, you don't have to just do flour in Mylar bags. There's these containers that have rubber grommets, and what you do is you put those in there, and then this is another way to store flour for over a decade. I say about 10, 12 years. And then in here is really, really dark. This is our box, and that's where we keep things, boxes of onions and potatoes, and I'm sorry it's dark in here, but paper plates for emergencies. You want to have these type of things because you're not gonna maybe be able to have all the time to be scrubbing dishes. A way to cook that is not your normal way of cooking, I guess we should say. Solo cups. You never know. And of course we put back the sandwich bags and the freezer bags. And then if you have girls, you don't always want to be keeping everything where they can reach. So of course you keep your kids' deodorants, their feminine girl products. We have apple sauces down there that Bigfoot did, apple slices, laundry detergent, dishwasher fluid, what is that, mouthwash, pluckers. I keep it in other places too, but I also keep in here, I keep the same stuff in many places, just in case. Trash bags, Lysol, disinfectant spray. Find ways to utilize your space the best way that you can. Water can go underneath the bottom of a stairwell, as can your toilet paper and napkins and paper towels. And then maybe, you know, put some other stuff underneath that. So this stuff is up off the ground. So in case you ever had a leak, all of your toilet paper products are not getting wet. So never put your water on the concrete. Always have it up on something. So, yeah. And then your juices, your Gatorades, stuff like that. You know, people ask me all the time, well, what should I prep? How much should I prep? That's up to you. You know, that's completely up to you. You know, you got to remember your family size. What you and your family eat. Do not prep stuff that you don't eat. If you don't like rice, don't get it. Don't get that. Get pasta or beans or whatever. But yeah, so we buy in flats, and we use the flats. We take things down that are getting older from the, you know, the back and pull them up to the front, or put them in the flat when they start getting dwindled. Like, you put the newer ones in the flat to go up into your other pantries. I'm a girl of many pantries. And then there's always those places that, you know, you wouldn't maybe think to put things, let alone look, you know? So, out of sight, out of mind. You know. We all got friends in low places, right? Those things are sometimes more dependable. I'm moving things around with my foot and my legs. So yeah, next week, it looks like we'll be taking out a turkey because it's going to take us about 6 days to defrost our turkey. They're usually, yeah. And on top is everything that we use on a weekly basis. Things like veggies and chicken wings and sausage patties, and, you know, of course I got some Cool Whips and some you know, ice creams and stuff like that. But in the bottom, all the way going to the bottom, is where we put our meats for deep freeze. Our big roasts, pork loins, chicken, steaks, turkeys. Yeah, turkeys. And then when you are preparing, unlike me, because I'm on the great World Wide Web of YouTube, you don't talk about it, okay? And also maybe get yourself some protection of different things to keep your family and your stuff safe. Yeah. So we have some more cleaning up to do down here. It might help with the holidays getting some of this stuff from here to the house, because of the fact that we'll be able to have more room down here with all this holiday type stuff put out. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a empty box of the Pure jars, although we have more Pure jars here. They suck. They suck. They suck really, really bad. They taste so suck. Yeah. Dry canning for those, if you find them. They're not worth it. We had a lot of jars not seal, and then ones that popped, so I wouldn't suggest it. Well, anyways, I hope this helps some of you guys out. I will do more on the prepping videos. Again, prepping is not always water, food, and paper products to wipe your bottom. It's about other things too, you know, batteries, lights, everything that what I did, and I've mentioned this in many of my videos, sit down with your family, sit down with yourself, get a paper and pen, pencils, write down everything that you use in a week, everything that you use in a month, everything that you use quarterly or in a year. Find out how much shampoo and conditioner or soap and deodorant each person in your family goes through. Start working on it. Y'all have a great day. Lake Fairy, signing out.